Have you ever left a conversation feeling smaller? Not angry, not shocked, just shrinking inside, like nothing, like something in you has folded in on itself, and you can't quite explain why. If that's happened to you, you're not imagining it. There are certain conversational patterns that can leave you feeling this way, especially if you grew up around people with narcissistic traits. In this video, we'll look at what might be happening in those moments, why your body responds the way it does, and how recognizing these patterns can help you to begin to free yourself from them. Hi, I'm Jill. I'm a psychotherapist with over 25 years of experience with working with clients. Now, before we go on, I want to ground us in something important. Missing these signs doesn't mean you're unaware. It usually means you learned very early on how to stay connected by being flexible, by listening closely, by adapting quickly. And that's intelligence shaped by survival. So as you listen, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So let's get right into it. Sign number 1. The emotional center always moves back to them. One of the earliest signs shows up when you share something real. Maybe you say you're overwhelmed or hurt or just tired, and somehow the emotional focus slides back to them. Not abruptly, not rudely, it's just redirected. You'll notice your moment never quite lands. There's no pause, there's no care. Over time, your system learns, my inner world doesn't take up space here. It's not a place for it. So you adapt. You share less. You start to believe that your thoughts aren't important, or you keep things lighter. Not because you don't have depth, but because depth just isn't received. On to the second one, and this one is often the moment people start doubting themselves, even when nothing obvious has happened. So sign number 2, their language destabilizes your reality. This one can be subtle, and that's why it is so disorientating. You'll name something that happened, something that was really clear to you, and the response sounds like, that's not what I meant. You're overthinking it. Oh, you're too sensitive. Nothing overtly cruel, just enough to make you question yourself. So you explain more. You soften your words. You try to be fair, and yet your body stays tense because part of you knows something here doesn't align. Beyond that, it is actually a red flag. That confusion is information. The next communication pattern is incredibly subtle, and many people don't realize it's happening for years. Sign number 3, their tone puts you subtly beneath them. Notice how you feel when they explain things to you. Do you feel clearer or do you feel smaller? Narcissistic communication often carries quite a hierarchy. They correct your memory, they interpret your emotions, they speak with self-appointed authority or superiority. They place themselves above you. This could be harsh, or maybe it's not. It subtly puts them above you in the conversation, while your perspective starts to feel smaller or less valid. And without realizing it, you start to defer to them. You start second guessing yourself, editing yourself before you speak. That's not passivity. That's your nervous system trying to stay safe in an uneven dynamic. Have you ever left a conversation feeling strangely drained, even though nothing obviously bad was said? Let me know in the comments or drop an unhappy or a tired emoji in there if you've experienced that. I know I have many times. Here's something many people miss. If you grew up in environments where love depended on attunement or on pleasing them, over time, this style of communication can feel normal. Familiar doesn't mean healthy. It just means you're used to it. Your body recognises the pattern before your mind questions it. And on to sign number 4. They avoid accountability through language. Pay attention to how they speak when you're actually hurt. Not when things are calm, but when repair is needed. Instead of curiosity, there's explanation. Instead of responsibility, there's phrasing like, I'm sorry you feel that way. That wasn't my intention. Those sentences sound caring, but nothing quite lands because it would require accountability. Your pain is not met or heard. It's managed away. And your body learns this is not emotionally safe, and that repair isn't available here. And this takes us on to our last sign. That it's actually one of the most reliable ones because it doesn't depend on their words at all. Sign 5. You leave conversations dysregulated. This is an important sign. Not what they say, but what happens inside you afterwards. If you feel foggy or anxious or activated or oddly numb, even when nothing bad has happened, that's not you being dramatic. That's your nervous system responding to ongoing emotional misattunement. They just didn't get you. Your body keeps the record long before the mind finds the word or words. So here's just a one gentle little check for you to do. It's a simple way to orientate yourself after conversations. So try this. Ask yourself, do I feel more like myself after the conversation with this person, or do I feel less? You don't need an answer, just notice, because your body already knows. I want to leave you with this. People who develop narcissistic patterns often did so in environments where vulnerability was not safe. And people who stay connected to them often learn to survive by being deeply attuned, empathic, and adaptable. But healing begins when your system learns that connection doesn't have to cost you yourself. If something in this video gave language to an experience you've carried quietly, it's not just you. It was me too in the past. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Sometimes the moment you can see what's happening clearly is when you begin to step out of the dynamic, simply by responding a little differently. And if you'd like to understand narcissistic behaviour even more clearly, you might find my video on the 9 questions a narcissist cannot answer and what their reactions reveal. Thank you for spending this time with me. And if it's been useful for you, please like, subscribe, and share. And in the meantime, you take really good care. See you next week. Bye for now.